means. The first showing is emotional. We talked about it. How the car conversation afterwards and everything. Welcome back to Real Talk Real Estate. My name is Scott Warner with the Capstone team, brokered by EXP.
My name's Donovan Johnson, co-op banker, Ingle Safari. And today we're going to talk about something that gets sellers excited immediately.
And that's not just a contract, but no, it's a second showing. If you were with us on the pod last time, we talked about the first showing. Now we're to the second showing. Sometimes that's like locking it in when you put a wedding ring on it. Hey, it's almost there. The wedding ring is on the finger. Now it's up to us to try to get it all the way on.
I was thinking more of a second date, but we can get married.
No. Hey, look, if it's the one, why date that thing? You better put a ring on it.
And well, look, if the buyers come back, it's usually a really good sign.
No, it really is. Nobody schedules a second showing just for fun, just to see the house again because it was okay. No, they got the second showing in because they are interested.
Again, I don't want to sound repetitive, but 100%. I think I've had 2 second showings that I knew they weren't going to get the home. Other than that, second showings are usually like, I don't like to count the commission early, but I'm like usually like, hey, we may have a fish, something.
Dude, I hate counting commissions early, and they just don't happen. It's like last month I was thinking my April was going to be stacked, and then everything moved to April to May. And I'm like, okay, so April's not going to be stacked. You're going to have to ask my wife for a little bit of money out of her purse. It doesn't, on that second showing, it's like it's relaxing. I want to be in that house. But today we're breaking down the second showing and what it really means. The first showing is emotional. We talked about it. How the car conversation afterwards and everything.
Yeah, that first showing is, it's almost like when you, I feel like it's like jumping into the deep end of a pool, like, yeah, the pool's clean, but like the water, is the pH off a little bit,
Yep.
It's more of a reactionary versus a, like numbers and can we do this?
The second showing is logical. It's getting down to the nuts and bolts. It's getting down to, like you said before, bringing the rest of the family to see my new house.
And man, I feel like a second showing is almost like a buyer's version of an inspection too. Because the first showing you may have been gung-ho or wild out or unsure about a certain spot, but the second time you come in, it's like a fresh pair of eyes. If you've been stuck on any situation for a long time, working a problem, whether it's in school or handyman in something, a lot of the times taking a step back and coming back to it a second time will really clear your head. And it's the same way with the real estate and buying and selling homes.
I mean, for those buyers, this second showing, they're opening up closets. They're looking at the ceilings.
Facts.
They're checking outlets. They're doing the things that they might have been a little too polite to do in the first one, but this is the second one. This is real.
Yes, if the first showing is kind of more like Christopher Columbus, we're discovering, the second showing's like Lewis and Clark, you know what I'm saying? We're about to go map some stuff out. We're about to figure out what's out there, what we like and don't like, and overall gather enough information for us to make a joint logical and emotional decision.
Dude, the second showing is the difference between browsing and deciding. You're not on your browser history anymore. You're locked in. You going back to it and you're feeling comfortable.
And we've already said this, but a lot of the times that second showing, it's more the entourage is coming with you, especially older people in your family that's bought and sold houses. Usually they haven't bought a house in the last 5 to 10 years, though, so they can be a detriment. But overall, you got to just welcome it.
And you know what? They always bring the one person that notices everything. And then you have to, try to curb them around and be like, hey, look, this person, Uncle Scott knows everything about a house.
Uncle Scott used to be an inspector.
Yes, Uncle Scott used to. So he sees everything about the house. And that's why you should have me as your real estate agent, because I see things with different eyes. I'm sorry. Let's get back to Real Talk Real Estate. The thing is, Uncle Scott has not bought a house in 5, 10, 15 years, but he notices everything. Sometimes you kind of go, give him a little curb check and get him off of the street a little bit, but to make sure that your buyers enjoy their second showing.
Yes, and from the buyer perspective, they just want honest feedback. A lot of the times people are trying to protect their loved ones so they can maybe overstep their bounds. But even an inspector isn't a licensed HVAC or licensed flooring guy. They just are there to point out from a Louisiana code what should be corrected and what shouldn't be. Sometimes family members may think they're Roland McCormick.
Yeah, and speaking about Roland McCormick, the guy does catch a lot of things. Every buyer has that one friend that says, I don't know, before they even make it past the entryway. It's like, guy, hush up. You're not buying it. They are. Guess what? Just everybody's not going to like your house, but if you love it.
And man, they're all looking for the same stuff: condition of the home, layout, and if it fits their lifestyle. If it's a super busy street off a highway, and you got kids and you don't have a front yard and they're potentially going to be in the street a lot, probably not the best setup,
Probably not. I mean, this is the confirmation of it. The house feels right. They're looking at the nuts and bolts, like we said. Another thing, we were talking last time about, the first showing. This is the second showing. This is the showing that your sellers are probably going to have less things on the wall. When you talk to your sellers, this is about moving. This is a moving process. We are getting you out of the house, take your pictures off, like we were talking about last time. But this is the second showing. Sellers should treat the second showing like an interview, because guess what? If the first showing was just a little recording, we're live on camera now.
And that second showing then generally means they like the house. There may be another one they're considering and they're on the second showing as well. But overall,
I like what you said there. I'm sorry to cut you off. They might have 2 interviews, but they don't have 8 interviews. This is the job that they credentialed it down to these 2 that they're having interviews on. I mean, this is not time to relax and think, well, it's already, they've already seen it. It's time to lock in. This is the second showing.
Yeah, and that home needs to look just as good, if not better.
That thing better be shining like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. I'm sorry, I cut it up. Because buyers notice everything the second time, including the things that you hope that they wouldn't have noticed. They're looking at it now.
Man, them small details really do sell a property. And a lot of the times, I just hear it all the time of, man, we like both homes, and this one was maybe a little bit nicer area, but the way this home's attention to detail with the finishing work, or the way that you could tell that people cared about their home and didn't just try and fix stuff up real quick before that, the bones are better here.
They took care of it. They took, intent. They see the intent behind it, because small details is what people remember. You might think that it's the big details, but it's the smaller details that might make A happen instead of B happen, or B happen instead of A.
Most offers come after that second showing, and it's usually pretty quick. As far as, because I mean, dude, who schedules another showing that's just kind of like,
you might have some of those people, but you're right. Like the second showing, you're probably going to see an offer soon after. Buyers rarely commit without seeing a home twice. You might have those people that are just ready to buy, find the perfect house in the first one, but most buyers, I would say at least 85 to 90% of buyers out there are going to see a home twice. And that second time, that's where you're expecting that offer to come in.
Because that second one builds the confidence and it reinforces maybe their initial feelings, or may help that, hey, I didn't like this at first, but this is okay. I can fix this on my own. It's not a detriment to the deal.
No, and like we said, a confident buyer makes decisions faster. That second showing, if that second showing gives them confidence, like you said, they might be signing on the dotted line right after that. You might as well have the contract sitting in the car ready to go and say, hey, let's sign here, let's sign now, so nobody else steals it from us. Let's lock it.
Right. They're just trying to reduce all uncertainty before going under contract. You know, there is an inspection period where you can back out for pretty much whatever reason, but why not go into a situation knowing you want it versus, this may be my third choice.
Yeah, and uncertainty, that keeps the people scrolling at night instead of sleeping at midnight. They're still scrolling. If they're still scrolling through Zillow, the confidence is not there. The second showing doesn't guarantee an offer, but it's like one of the strongest signs that an offer is coming.
Yes, it means the home has made their short list of potential happily evers.
I mean, truthfully, getting on the short list, that's the battle. But once you get on that short list, it might not be the easiest transaction, but it's looking good. I mean, truthfully, that's what we're here talking about on Real Talk Real Estate. Guys, if you like this, what we had to say, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, give us a heart. Hey, Donovan, take us out.
Scott, got a question for you.
Oh, okay. Lock back in.
Before an offer, what's the most times you've shown a home?
One buyer, probably about 4 times.
Same home.
Same home.
Wow.
I know. And that's the buyer that took 69 homes to look at. They went back and looked at it 4 times. But guess what? That's one buyer out of my whole career. So it's not a lot of people that do that. You know, guys, I was working with one of my clients and I said, look, the furniture is something that can be moved. That's something that can change. But the home, the house, what you're looking at, those are the dimensions that can't change. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to us on Real Talk Real Estate. Once again, my name's Scott Werner with the Capstone team, brokered by EXP. To my left, the honoring
Donovan Johnson with Coldwell Banker. Guys, thank y'all so much for the love and support. Like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think we should do next. Talk crap, please. I'm down. I got them Twitter fingers ready.
See y'all later.
Calabunga!